gonna have to use this. That's it. All right. Good afternoon. Trying to see what is all of that you guys see. And whew, yeah, I pray I get a chair. Let me just get myself together. I'm so excited to be on tonight with you all. Hi, I'm Diamond. Welcome to the Diamond and Pearl Lifestyle Channel. I am one of your hosts from this channel. My name is Diamond. If this is your first time here, welcome. We are doing our journaling session tonight in the book Believing Bigger, and I'm excited. I have been blessed thus far due to the journaling that we've been doing and the reading that we've been doing. Let me see if I can get you guys on the next screen so I can see any of the comments or things that you guys are seeing. So I'm just looking around trying to get a better vision. So if this is the first time here, as I said, welcome. Please put a comment in so I can welcome you to our channel. Put a diamond or a pearl if it's your first time. Whatever emoji you want to put in there. And please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos, lives, or whatever it is. So with that being said, let me check the comments out because y'all know I got on the black glasses, so I can only see but so much. So welcome, welcome. Hello, Angie. Thank you so much. Hello, Kim. No problem. We're just going to chit chat for a little bit. And I think I kind of put it in the comments on what chapter we're going to be talking about tonight. It's chapter 7. I'm breaking it down little by little, and hopefully if we have enough time we will be going into the devotional. I set my timer up. I'm setting my timer up, and we're going to try and do a little bit of journaling as well. Alarm. Nope, stopwatch. Okay. Timer. That's what it is. We just go. Yep. Go. Yes, it is. The book is really good. So this is the book. This is the book. And we are also doing the journal. Hopefully we're doing the journal. I hope you guys have been doing that. Tonight I wanted to do Own Your Vision. That's day 20. I wanted to read that, and let's journal a little bit in it after we go through certain excerpts in the book. So if you're with me with your book, turn to page 114. Yeah. And that's in chapter 7. I just want to read a few excerpts from it because it really kind of jogged my mind, and it actually started to speak to me about how I experienced certain things growing up. And also last week we talked about, let me see, we talked about a lot of buckets that and rule makers, consequences, affirmation, repetition, and then we talk about buckets. We talked about the first bucket was blessed information, bad information, and broken information, and to decipher where to put the things that we were taught and learned or experienced into what bucket. It's just not a bucket life. What is it? What do they call it? A bucket list. But it's experiences and things that we adhered growing up or living our lives and used them until it became traditional. And we had to figure out how did we use those things and how have they made us into who we are today. Good evening, Denise. How are you? Welcome. So let's read for a minute. In chapter 7, Michonne starts to talk about spiritual growth, which comes from perspective. Sometimes she said believing in God and loving God doesn't automatically mean that your life is perfect, right? Don't let others sell you that bag of lies, because it's not true. Spiritual growth comes from perspective. I want to kind of go down and explain where most women I know, she said, tends to strive and define themselves in one of the 5 areas. She calls them 5 success mountains, right? And I'm going to break them down for you tonight. So please hit that like button on the way in, and we're going to talk for a little bit, and then eventually at the end I want to do some journaling about what we've read. Not to be confused with the 5 stages of reinvention we're unpacking. Each mountain simply represents a goal, responsibility, or a lane that we chose to live in that gives meaning, focus, and a sense of identity. So we have broken that down in our lives to those 3 categories. Understanding what type of mountain climber you have been, or what hidden addiction has led up to what you're really running from, is the key to discovering where God is trying to lead you next. So all the things that you're running from or you've experienced is really what you need to develop into who you need to become, or who you should become, and not who you've chosen to become, right? Hey, Atia. So mountain number 1. Let's read what she says about it, which is funny. Mountain number 1 is marriage. The marriage mountain is one that we're taught to climb as little girls, adorned with dolls and fairy tales. We're programmed to search for Prince Charming. Being pretty becomes a priority, and we soon learn that also who and what Prince Charming wants. So we become something or someone that some person is looking for. That's a lot of some. On the marriage mount, we find our identity and sufficiency in being a wife and having what we believe to be a successful marriage that others admire and want to emulate. So we become what a man expects. I'm talking to the women right now. We want the picket fence. We want the big house and the 2-3 car garage and the children and the car and everything that entailed with it. Isn't that what we really say? I want to get married. I want to have a husband. I want to be like the Joneses. Ain't no Jones in my family. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Ain't no Jones in my family. Not that I'm aware of. Maxwell's. Now Morrison's. That's the family I know, right? Number 2, guess what the second mountain is? Motherhood. The motherhood mountain is where our identity is attached to our children. Even if you don't have children, you might believe that part of unfulfilling your calling as a woman means having children and being celebrated for it. Okay, how addicting this one is. I love being a bonus mom, Miss Daniel says. It's something I'd always wanted so badly that I created blind spots that kept me from seeing infidelity was all around me. Hey, sis. Right? So her main objective was to become that bonus mom, to be that woman that her fiance wanted, and everything that was in the whole gift of becoming in the motherhood and marriage. Even though she didn't have a child, she was ready to give up. She sacrificed. She let go of great accomplishments that she made just to become this man's wife and mother to his, or second mother to his children. That was her goal. That's where she felt like she was going to fulfill her destiny. Number 3, the mountain number 3 was money. First one, let's get it right, marriage. Second one was motherhood. Now the third one was mountain. Mountain was money. The money mountain is defined by work, career, and building a professional legacy. On this mountain, we find our value and worth in our work, the titles we earn, and the checks we make, the suits we wear and the office we hold, and the awards we win and perceived impact we have, what we have, and how impressive we look. I'm going to read that one more again. On this mountain, we find our value and worth in our work, the titles we earn, the checks we make, the suits we wear, the office we hold, the awards we win, the perceived impact we have, and how impressive we look. I hope y'all getting this. Mountain number 4, mending. I know a few people that this mountain is very regular in their lives. Mending. The mending mountain is tied to our inner misfixer. We want to fix everybody. We want to fix everything. We get in relationships where the people is broke and we try to build them back and fix them. Like Mr. Potato Head and Humpty Dumpty. And we got all the Band-Aids and the ace bandages and the gauze pads and the we done open up a whole nursing home and fixing people. Rehab. It's the reason we end up trying to be all things to all people. We find validation in being able to help others solve their problems, being reliable and dependable, and sacrificing ourselves for the sake of others. It feels good to come to the rescue and be the perceived master at holding it all together. It makes us feel useful, needed, and relevant. Mountain number 5. I'm about to ask y'all a question after this. Making a difference. Giving is godly, but when our core identity gets defined by the act of serving and sacrificing, giving us no different than greed. Though our efforts seem noble, truly we want something to exchange. We want praise, we want validation. Underneath the surface, there is ultimately a burning desire to satisfy a void by being seen as a servant. Y'all getting this? Has anybody even identified themselves to one of these mountains? If you have, would you put it in the comment which mountain that you recognize, or which mountains have you said that is part of your life? Because the question is, what's your lane? Do you remember when you picked it? Which way were you going in your life and you ended up being one of these mountains or having a couple of these mountains in your life? Marriage, motherhood, money, mending, and making a difference. Michonne says she's gravitated to the money, mending, and making a difference mountains. They tend to give her a fix. It was often not really sure that she had found what it took to be a mother or to be selected as a wife. So she inclined toward the ones that she could control. Wow, Angie said all of them. See, that's true. It's true. That you would recognize, there are people out there that can recognize all of them. Denise says marriage and mother. Okay. The ones that didn't rely upon other people, that's the ones she could control. It does feel good to, like, you know that you can fix folks, but we just have to be conscious of the temptation to try to be something for ourselves or for others that really is just an addiction in action, an attempt to feel important and worthy. Wow. So since you found out, or you identify which mountain that you most gravitated to, how has it defined you or even confined you? The question again is, how has it defined you or even confined you? Because now you have limited yourself to these mountains. These are the mountains that are surrounding you. And you're not able to get over them because you have formed yourself to these mountains. My God. As women, we just want to be on the mountain. We want to look like we've mastered it. She didn't say master it. She said look like we have mastered it, that overcome it. So we keep climbing, fitting in, and doing whatever it takes to get to the top. Wow. Angie said it makes me question myself and doubt myself. This book is like becoming. It's really making us check ourselves. That happens in the talent stage as well, Michonne says. Because as I said, so we keep climbing, fitting in, and doing whatever it takes to get to the top. Whatever it takes. Remember, she also said that she was blinded by the infidelity that was around her because she wanted to get to this top of this mountain, which was marriage, which was being a bonus mom, which was giving up her career, which was fixing everything and being there for everyone. So then the talent stage, you become good at what you do until what you do eventually defines who you are. Now you have mastered these mountains, and now you have become those mountains. And it defines you. The mountains aren't the problem. It's how we climb them. The mountains are not the problem. It's how we climb them. Because if you're just climbing to climb, or you're going up this rough side of the mountain and you got bruises, but you ain't getting nothing from these bruises, you keep getting them. What are you learning? Instead, you're just adapting. You're not elevating yourself. You're elevating what people expect you to be or supposed to be or become because of what you've heard and seen, and you thought that was the way to do things. You didn't find out for yourself, so now you have no identity. You have lost it on the way up the mountain because you've become something else. Wow. Success isn't solely about accolades. It's about appearances, how we want to come across to others. It's about whatever we believe validates our identity. The things that we're climbing toward on those mountains often have very little to do with our anointing or our master purpose, but we're too focused on our goal to see it. That's deep. She also says we can miss who we are called to be because we're addicted and attached to who we've decided to be. Mic drop. We can miss who we are called to be because we're addicted and attached to who we've decided to be. So we've settled. So we've accepted it. We've accepted this is what I'm always gonna be. I'm just gonna be a wife. I'm not gonna be successful in my career. I can be successful in my career, but I'm gonna stay right here. I can't go any further because that's all that's available. I've been married for 15 years and I'm still climbing that mountain. I know that's right. That is how I was in my 20s. So focused on getting married and have kids. I didn't really know what I wanted to be. This book right here is making me really believe bigger, because I thought that was it for me. What the goal is to get out of my mama house, get my own apartment, not even a house, get an apartment, get my own car, and get married and have kids and have a husband and have a beautiful wedding. You hear my goals? You hear my desires? Because that's what I thought it was. Or have a better wedding than my friend did. Or have more people my friend did. People that don't talk to me last year. I'm just inviting everybody to eat food and watch me dress up. Goals. That's what I thought was the big thing. When the bigger vision doesn't make sense, we tend to look the other way. Don't get her wrong. She said, each mountain is a divine gift and God loves to give us the desires of our heart. In fact, I believe each mountain represents a desire God placed in us for a reason. Mountains give us an opportunity to impact others, develop our potential, and find our way. It's a tremendous purpose in each lane, but each still has its limits. Each lane, each mountain, there's only but so much. So don't you notice in a, is it Revere? Maybe say a mountain area. I'm trying to use big words. But there's different sizes of mountains. I've never seen twin mountains, maybe twin towers, but that was man built. The mountains, they all have different shapes, sizes, widths, lengths, depths. Each one has a purpose, though. Some are smooth, some are rugged, some are not supposed to be climbed, but because of our curiosity, we're going to climb it. I'm not a mountain climber. Let's just get that right. That was not my ministry. But on those mountains that we have been climbing or in our lives, there are limitations. First of all, let's see. Let's talk about limit number 1. Attaining success on any of the 5 mountaintops is a contingent on other people. She says she doesn't believe that God intended for our core identity to be attached or let me get it right, or predicated on anyone else but God. So let me repeat it. I don't believe that God intends for our core identity to be attached to or predicted on anyone else but God. So man shouldn't have control of our destiny. It's only supposed to be with him. I want y'all to get that. She gives an example of Mary. She's known for motherhood and immaculate conception. I want y'all to get this now. And giving birth to Christ, right? That's the story. But in essence, she was really just a woman on an intimate faith journey with God, where the two of them conspired to do the unthinkable and birth the impossible. That's who Mary was. That's who Mary is, a faith walker and unleasher. She was more than just what the story told. She had purpose. She had a divine purpose. But you got to read between the lines to see that it was more than just what the eyes could see. Come on with it. Come on with it today. Limit number 2. What do you do when disruption strikes? When the marriage fails and the kids grow up? The job or the paycheck ends? When your advice is no longer needed, or those you serve take you for granted? Remember, those are the mountains, right? The second is the limitation. So here's the thing. What do you do when disruption strikes? The marriage fails. That was one of the mountains. You gave birth. Kids grow up. The career, your job or your paycheck ends, and they don't no longer need you. Or those you serve take you for granted. She states there, if Mary's whole life was only about being a vessel for the birth of Jesus Christ, which was her mission, what was she to do when Christ grew up? Did her life cease to matter? Was it time for her to retire and live the rest of her life going down memory lane? Absolutely not. So there was more to it than just that. So there's more to just than what meets the eye. If you just look at it as just being the birth of Jesus, that was my calling. Okay, I came here to just give birth to him. Yeah. No, there's more. God calls us to reinvention, not retirement. So just because that happened or that purpose was completed, that doesn't mean that you just cease and desist. There's more to you. There's more in you. Being a mother and a wife is a blessing and a divine opportunity. But if you don't get married and don't have children, you still have an incredible core purpose that is larger than any one title. Being able to help others improve their lives, to serve, and to do work what matters or earns a living is also a blessing. However, thank you, Theolinda, it may have nothing to do with where God needs you next. So all that stuff you did, it's a part. It's not the end. It's a page in your book. So that means your book is continually being written. There's no end. There's no back page yet. Just because you did that one thing, that's not the end of your destiny. Your saga continues. I hope y'all getting what I'm saying tonight. I hope y'all understanding the words that are coming out of this book. Because it makes me think like, okay, just example, when you do something and you mess up, is that it? Do you give up on yourself? Do you stop? Or you lose someone that was very precious to you? Does your life stop? Or you've been hurt? Do you stop? You have to find something within you to find the purpose, the destiny. I had to go through this for whatever reason. God, I can't see it right now. But I'm asking you to help me. Help my unbelief. I can't believe I went through that. Help me see what I need to go through to get to where I need to go or be. I always was career focused, even though I have kids and grandkids. So when I lost my dream job in 2019, I was devastated. My whole identity took a hit. Everything you do is just training you for the next level. Bam! Right there. Thank you. Y'all thumbs up this video, because this is some powerful information. And I hope you guys are enjoying just a little bit that we have been talking about, because it hit me. I don't want to rush through this book because it has. Can y'all still see me? Can y'all still see me? Just let me know by thumbsing up the video if y'all can still see me. And still live, right? I don't want any interruptions. I'm so sorry. I'm still live, so it's okay. Come on in. I'll just go after I'm finished. I said I'm still live, so if you want to come in, I'll just go when I'm finished. Did you hear me? Okay, I said I'm still live, so I'm trying to finish up. I'll just go when I'm finished. Oh, okay. Sorry, guys. Lifestyle channel. All right, so it's a delay, but I'm still here. All right, being a mother, as she said, and a wife is a blessing and a divine opportunity. But if you don't get married and you don't have children, you still have an incredible core purpose that is larger than any one title. Being able to help others improve their lives, to serve, and to do work, what matters or earns a living, is also a blessing. However, it may have nothing to do with what God needs for you to get to your next level. Kim says, "Yeah, I got the job next. I got my next job with the same company, but 2 weeks in, got sent home to work remotely. A whole new department and learning. I feel so lost and inadequate. We are remote permanently." Kim, let me tell you right now, even though it looks like a detour, it's still divine intervention. Hear why. You still have a job. And God has now brought you to areas that unknown to you. The waters are different. But put your life jacket on. Hold on to the edge of the boat. Because at least you still in the boat, Kim. A lot of people have jumped ship, whether forcefully or voluntarily. But you still in the ship. And God can cause peace in the midst of a storm. Just by reading these few pages, that has given me satisfaction in knowing that trusting him through the process is all that we need. We don't know when this corona gonna end. We don't know when this whole situation will even come back to normal. And what we knew as normal, God has allowed the earth to be shaken. He's allowed your waters to be ruffled, and waves are coming from extremes unknown. But there's a purpose in everything. He wants to get the glory. He wants to get all the praise. I hope this is encouraging you to keep pushing forward. Keep going. Don't stop. God, I don't understand it today, but all these numbers on these papers, I don't know what that means, but I'm still calculate on my little calculator. Remember that. God, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm about to blow this thing up, but I'm going to try. You know, when you blow it up, guess what's going to happen? I bet you won't do it again because you know what not to do. Try it again. Get up and try again. Right? Right. That's deep. God just made you pivot. What you are learning is a new department, and how you are feeling will allow you to help someone else after you go through. Yes, that's right. That's right. All right, so let's move on. She furthermore is to describe something that she created. This is Michonne I'm talking about. Most of us suffer from what she calls RVSD, not RESPCT, RVSD, Random Vision Selection Disorder. She said we don't necessarily pick our path because it's what we're called to do, but because it was available, attainable, and seeable. When you don't have a clear vision, that's all right. It's okay. You don't have a clear vision, any vision will do. When you don't have a clear vision, you can't see your way out of it. Any vision will do, because you just grasp onto anything. So we pick a lane and make it our life based on one of the following reasons. Here are the reasons. Get a note paper, get a pencil, write this down. Proficiency, because we're good at it. Passion, because we love it. Praise, we're celebrated for it. Pay, we can make a living at it. Pressure, we had to do it. And protocol, because we're supposed to do it. I'm gonna see if y'all got that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Did y'all get what I said? Y'all pick one of them P's. Proficiency. We're good at what we do. I'm a planner. I'm a great speaker, motive something at times when I can get the words right. But I can do it. Just give me a minute. We pick it because it's safe. We come afraid of our vision when it becomes too large, and settle for some and not all. Passion, we love it. I am enjoying my channel. I love all my social media avenues to get a chance to reach out to people. I can't see none of y'all. Y'all can see me. But I get a boldness inside me when I come out here and say, okay, God, help me. I'm nervous. I tell Chiquisha tonight, I'm like, please pray for me because I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know how I'm going to say it. But I get nervous. I get butterflies inside. So I'm in familiar territory, but I'm just trusting God in the process. Praise, because we get celebrated for it. Y'all know y'all love it when you, oh girl, you look so good today. Thank you. Oh, you go baby giggle. Thank you. Oh girl, I love that color. Yeah, thank you. Oh, you walk so nice. You don't, girl, there's been times when I couldn't walk, but I'm limping, but I'm still moving. Come on now. I ain't perfect, but I'm doing it. Thank you. Then the next one is pay. We can make a living at it. If there was a way for us to make a living at it, and you can sell sand on a beach, you are the best salesperson ever. The sand is already there. It's provided. It's free. But you were able to sell it to somebody in a bottle. You got skills. Pressure. This has made us become teachers to our own children at home. Because of the pandemic, we have to assist and make sure that everything is going right with the kids on the school, the computer. Most of us didn't even know how to turn on a computer. But now we as paraprofessionals in the classes and making sure they go to recess and eat their lunch and pay attention and be up during the class. It's a lot. You're forced to do it. And protocols just because we're supposed to do it. They hold the children and the parents accountable now. Look at that. And there was times when you guys were supposed to pay attention to your kids and you don't know because you work so much and you got this, you can't go to PTO meeting, PAT meeting, pop meeting, whatever it is, because of the demand of you have to provide for your family. Now they shut us down. Okay, we're going to see y'all, we're going to teach these kids, but y'all going to help. I bet y'all all respect teachers now. Let's be real about it. You ain't like that teacher before, but I bet you when the school opened up, if it's a safe area, you're going to be like, thank God for that teacher, because I couldn't do it. That's not real. That's not real talk. Let's be real about it. She says, that's all good, but notice that very few of us has picked our path, our present path, because of purpose, what we were called by God to do. We don't know how. We don't know how to do it. We just picked that because of all them P's right there. Please remember, coal is just a stone until pressure was added. Then that coal found out it was a diamond. You better, I could throw, you better preach. I was black and crusty before. And I came out as a diamond because I took a shower and rubbed off all that coal on me. I'm diamond. I didn't give myself that name. Someone gave me that name. Let's be real about it. Diamond was birthed out of a play. Someone asked me to be a diamond. That was the name, and I was a thug. Precious. You see how many sides and shapes and curves and stuff on it? And I am told that there's not a diamond that is the same as another one. Each one is unique. They might try to make it the same shape, but there's always some distinct thing to make you different. Think about it. Development versus destination. Ultimately, our talents are some of total of what you've learned to do via exposure, training, and practice. They are those skills and abilities that with time, training, and practice, you turn into proficiencies. Naturally, there are some things that you do better than others, and so often that things we focused on the most become talents that define the scope of our beliefs and dreams. We not only bypass our purpose, we never see it coming. You're welcome, baby. Y'all heard that? Because we've adapted so many things because of the techniques and the practices that we do, that we have missed our calling. We don't even see that it came by us already. So we stay in that talent stage. And we're going to end at this part right here. The talent stage, where we Master a path, develop proficiency, and adopt a chosen identity. It is necessary. It's a necessary part of our divine development, but it's not the final destination. Sure, our talents are our strengths and make us feel capable, competent, which we love, and secure. But our talents are not the final destination. God is not confined by your career or your choices, but He is obsessed with ushering you into your calling. Most women and men live their entire life in the talent stage. They retire here and die here. Let's not be let's not be counted in that number. Let's not leave behind untapped potential and untapped purpose. Purpose goes beyond a career path. It goes wherever God flows. And that's where and who we want to be, where God is, wherever He is. Right? It can be also comfortable because we always talk about unfamiliar ground, being comfortable, being shaken up. It's where you do what you're good at. Because you're not going to stay somewhere where you're not good at something, right? It's uncomfortable. It's not familiar. You're not sure about it, right? So you got to move. The question is, who's the woman that I will no longer allow myself to be? I'm going to read this last passage and stop right there. When you start to ask that question or those questions, that's when you start to move beyond the talent stage. The talent stage is supposed to be merely a season of your life, not the whole shebang. If we're really serious about following God and His discovering the unlived life heaven has for us, then we got to become comfortable with disruption, with letting God take us beyond predictability and titles that can become idols, to a place where we enter our purpose and assignment. Change is God's specialty, and interruption is God's area of mastery. Yeah. So He masters that. That is all from chapter 7 tonight. That's the excerpt or the passage that I chose to talk to you about. Can anyone tell me something that stood out tonight, thus far, that you can relate to or that has kind of opened your eye? Can you put it in the comments? Even if you're watching the rebroadcast, I would love for you to put it in the comments. Anything that stuck with you or set off a light bulb in your mind to make you rethink or think about experiences that you had, the mountains that you've had, the limitations that you've walked into and learned to adapt and wear so well, where you missed your purpose, or what you let become your purpose because that's what you thought it was. Oh, I'm good at this, so that must be my purpose. It's just a part. Oh, I'm a planner, so I can only just decorate planners. No, I'm a fashionista. That means I can do anything. I can decorate a planner. I can date a planner. I can tell you what planner is good for you due to my experience or what the knowledge that I have. Let me share it with you. But that doesn't mean that's all I do. I can sing. I can cook. I can clean. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I have a lot of areas in my life that I'm a motivational speaker. I always walk away from the preaching. I don't know why. I think I'm scared of the responsibility, but I preach from my own platform right here. My message techniques might be different from the what you call a preacher or an evangelist. Did you know a missionary and evangelist is two different things? There's different categories and areas in your life that you probably haven't even tapped into yet. because you've limited yourself to just one thing or only those areas. Branch out. Expose your talents, your hidden talents. Share them. Share the knowledge that you have. Reinvent. Don't retire. Don't just sit there. Don't just sit there with what you have. Share it. Bless someone. Karen, I'm going to pray for you. For if you knew what was purpose for you, surely you would run and hide. For your purpose is larger than anything you could have dreamed of. True. In the devotional, the 100 days devotional with this book, the passage that I want to bring to our attention was own your vision. The scripture in it was Habakkuk 2 verse 2. Then the Lord replied, write down the revelation and make it plain on tablets so that a herald may run with it. I'm going to read it to you. God speaks to us in such a unique and intimate ways. He can get your attention by any means necessary. But the real question is whether you're paying attention. When God seeks to shift you, he almost always begins by stirring your heart and agitating your comfort. The next thing he'll do is give you a glimpse of where he is taking you next. Most of us ignore the signs, the tugs, and the reoccurring messages. We say we want to be used by God, but then we avoid all situations disrupting the predictability that makes us feel safe and secure. But to believe bigger is to ask God for a bigger vision and to believe that you're worthy of more. Sometimes we confuse the desire to experience more with being greedy and discontent. Balance is important, but desire is also divine. Ecclesiastes 1 verse 7 says, all streams flow into the sea, yet the sea is never full. You want more because God designed you for more in his timeless image. He won't force you into it. God gives a bigger vision to those who are ready to make a bigger decision. What's the big vision you have for your life? Embrace that fact. Embrace the fact that God wants you to dream without limits. Write down your vision, what you desire to experience, and who you want to impact, and how you want to be to glorify God. The prayer that I leave you with is, Lord, there are no limits in heaven. Since heaven lies within me, take the limits off my life, my mind, and my eyes. Show me new places and prepare me for new provisions as I embrace your bigger mission and vision. Amen. I hope you were blessed tonight. I hope you enjoyed the little time that we had. This is what I continue to do. We talk about certain excerpts from this book, and we also work on the devotional. These books are a blessing to me. I hope you guys were blessed tonight by the things we did talk about. I want you to continue reading, continue journaling. I want you to continue journaling what you've read in your devotional and make some excerpts or do some bullet journaling in your books. And please post them on the DnP Lifestyle channel on Instagram, our IG page, and let me see what you've gotten out of tonight's session. I'll be so excited to see it. I hope it was a blessing. If you were, put a thumbs up, put some kind of emoji of showing that you were really blessed and intrigued by the information tonight. And I just want to thank you all for coming back. Bring someone next week. We will be continuing to work on, and we will actually do the purpose map. I have the paperwork here. So let me see. Did I put it down? There's a purpose map in her almost said diaphragm. That's not the right word. Diagram. She has a purpose map that I want us to go through together. And that is, I want you guys to see. This is the map. So I would love for us to go through. I don't know how to, I'm going to tape it together. And talk about it and experience and implement our lives on this purpose map. And see what we come up with together. So I will see you guys next week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope you were really blessed. Please put a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know. Let me know that I'm just not talking to myself and y'all falling asleep. And I hope you guys were journaling with me. And I'm going to do my picture and post it on the page. So you do the same, all right? I hope you were blessed. I'll see y'all in the next one. Stay sticky. Stay blessed. And I love you guys. Bye. I'll be praying for you, Karen. I will be praying for you.